because you all have been amazing, and I see the support you're giving to me, how you like my videos, some save it and all that. And so as a PhD student, sometimes I just have thoughts running through my mind, and sometimes I decide to just look into them, inquire into them. And each time I do this, I always have things jotted down for myself, and I like to be sharing them with you. And as a PhD student here, you know, theories are very important, and for lawyers we also have our own theories, philosophies, the jurisprudence of law. So I now found out that even life has its own philosophy, life has its own jurisprudence. And so I said, let me look into it, and I discovered that the philosophy of life, when we talk about philosophy itself, we're talking about the philosophy of life, because that is the main reason why that area of study came up, right? And it is discovered from two Greek words, philo and sophia, which means love, the love of wisdom. So before we now discover that philosophy itself now became a university subject, it was a human question. People were bothered about things, people were bothered about life, how to live life. So it was a human question. How should a person live? The questions were not about what kind of job a person will do, how a person should make money. Those were not the initial questions. So, but the concerns were what actually matters in life, what good life is, what is good life, what is success, what is peace. How should a person, or how do a person handle suffering? What do you owe to yourself? What do you owe to the next person? These were questions that people were asking, and this is what we call the philosophy of life. So sometimes it is also called worldview. Every person has his or her own philosophy of life. Even when you have not had the opportunity to study about all these philosophers like Aristotle and the rest of them, because you believe in something, that thing that you believe that helps you live in a particular way is your life philosophy. So for example, if someone believes that my worth comes from productivity, you will discover that that person cannot have a rest that is peaceful. If you believe that I have to work to produce something,